The Vikings, famous warriors from Scandinavia, left a deep mark on European history through their conquests and extraordinary lives. Viking life scenes always carry within themselves a combination of the harshness of nature and a restless spirit of adventure. Vikings lived in small villages located along the coast and rivers. Their houses are built from wood, clay and hay, with a simple but sturdy appearance. Long houses with large straw roofs are home to large families, even livestock. Daily life revolves around farming, hunting, are talented artisans, creating exquisite handicrafts from wood, metal and stone. The Vikings were famous not only for their fighting skills but also for their ingenuity in shipbuilding. Their long ships, called longships, had a distinctive design with slender hulls and flat bottoms, making them easy to navigate on seas and rivers. Thanks to that, the Vikings could penetrate deep into the mainland, carry out surprise attacks and quickly retreat when necessary. The Vikings are best known for their daring wars and conquests. From the late 8th century to the mid-11th century, Vikings launched a series of raids into lands around the North Sea and Atlantic Ocean. They conquered and established colonies in England, Scotland, Ireland, France, and even as far away as Iceland, Greenland, and North America. One of the most famous Viking wars was the attack on Lindisfarne Monastery in 793. This attack began the period known as the Viking Age and spread terror among the monks, institutes and coastal towns across Europe. Viking warriors, with axes and swords in hand, attacked without mercy, looting and kidnapping people for slavery or ransom. However, not all Viking wars were just plundering raids. They also participated in major wars to protect their territory or expand their power. For example, in the 10th century, King Harald Bluetooth of Denmark united the Viking tribes and waged wars to expand their territory into Norway and northern Germany. The warrior spirit of the Vikings was not only present on the battlefield but also penetrated deeply into their culture and beliefs. They believe in Norse gods such as Odin, Thor, and Freya, who represent war, thunder, and harvest. The Vikings believed that when they died on the battlefield, they would be taken by Valkyries to Valhalla, where brave warriors would live eternally alongside the gods and continue to participate in great wars in the afterlife. Stories about the wars and lives of the Vikings were recorded in the sagas and Norse mythology, creating a vivid picture of a harsh but also glorious period. The scenes of Viking life and battle continue to fascinate and inspire generations to come. Although famous for their raids and conquests, the Vikings were more than just brutal warriors. They were also talented traders and explorers. On trade routes, they exchanged goods such as furs, grain, precious metals, and slaves with lands as far away as Constantinople, now Istanbul, to Baghdad. The Vikings contributed to the expansion of international trade networks, connecting east and west, north and south. The Vikings also left a deep mark in the areas they conquered. In England, they founded settlements and cities such as Dublin, York and Normandy. They not only brought their culture and beliefs with them, but also integrated with the indigenous people, creating rich hybrid cultures. In Normandy, the Vikings assimilated with the Franks and eventually became powerful rulers, like William the Conqueror, who conquered England in 1066. The Viking period didn't last forever. From the 11th century, Scandinavian kingdoms began converting to Christianity, leading to major changes in society and culture. Viking raids tapered off as Viking kings focused on consolidating power domestically and building strong central states. Conversion to Christianity also brought greater stability and ended a chaotic period of wars and looting. Ultimately, the rise of Central European kingdoms and the development of powerful Coast Guard armies reduced the Vikings' ability to attack by surprise. Later generations of Vikings gradually became farmers, traders and rulers, contributing to the development of the modern nations of Scandinavia. One of the most fascinating aspects about the Vikings was their ability to explore and discover. Thanks to advanced shipbuilding techniques, the Vikings crossed vast distances on the sea. Not only did they explore and settle in Iceland and Greenland, but they also went farther, to the shores of North America. Leif Erikson, son of Eric the Red, is believed to have been the first Viking to reach North America around the year 1000, in a place he called Vinland, now Newfoundland, Canada. These expeditions demonstrate the Vikings' ability to produce guides and their boundless mystical spirit. They faced the great processes of oceans and unknown wild lands, expanding their sphere of influence beyond the borders of Europe. The Vikings had a differently developed social and legal system. They organized assemblies called things, where people can discuss and decide important community issues. Here the Vikings decided to accept, establish laws and even elect leaders. This system reflects a degree of democracy and mutual respect, although there are also harsh rules and death penalties. Viking beliefs were rich and diverse, with a complex system of mythology and diverse religious rituals. They worshipped the gods of Norse mythology, holding sacrificial rituals and festivals to pray for support and success in battle and in daily life. Vikings believed in fate and signs of places. They performed religious rituals in sacred places such as shrines and sacred forests. Their burials are also extremely complex and contain symbols, with large tombs containing both the dead and items. Precious items, from weapons and jewelry to ships, show respect and prepare for life after death. The influence of the Vikings did not stop at punishments and trade. They have left their mark on the languages, arts and cultures of many lands. Modern English vocabulary still retains many words of Northern European origin, especially in words related to the sea and war. Viking art motifs and designs, with their intricate patterns and symbolism, have inspired many artists and designers throughout the ages. Viking legends and stories, from Icelandic tales to tales of Norse gods, have become an integral part of global cultural heritage. These stories continue to live on in literature, films, and video games, where the spirit of adventure and courage of the Vikings continues to fascinate and captivate modern audiences. Vikings were not only fierce warriors but also explorers, traders and cultural creators. They created a colorful and complex period in history, leaving behind a rich legacy that can still be found today. Their fierce battles, harrowing daily lives, and their indomitable spirit of adventure are not only part of the past but also a powerful source of inspiration for the future.